Everyone sees Tom Holland as the perfect Hollywood success story. But this clip reveals something completely different. Because behind the fame, the red carpets, and the global spotlight, Tom Holland is quietly trying to stay as far away from Hollywood as possible. And the reason why is more serious than people think. To most people, Tom Holland is living the dream. Massive films, global recognition, one of the most recognizable faces in the world. But what people think is happening is very different from what's actually going on behind the scenes. Because in this interview, Tom doesn't sound like someone chasing fame. He sounds like someone carefully managing his distance from it.
I've definitely walked away from a lot. And I think had I not walked away from certain situations, let's just put it at that, I would be a very different person today.
That line right there changes everything. Tom is admitting something most actors would never openly say. He's turned down opportunities on purpose, and not because they weren't big enough, but because they might have changed who he is. That's a completely different mindset from the typical Hollywood narrative. Most actors are told to say yes to everything. More exposure, more roles, more visibility. But Tom is doing the opposite. He's filtering his career based on personal identity, not just success, and that suggests something important. He's not afraid of missing opportunities. He's afraid of losing himself.
I really am a massive fan of making movies, but I really do not like Hollywood. It is not for me. The business really scares me. I understand that I'm a part of that business and I enjoy my kind of interactions with it. But that said, I am always looking for ways to kind of remove myself from it, to kind of just live as normal a life as possible. Today, doing this is a very rare thing for me to do. Like in London, to come in and speak to someone about my life is something I would not typically do. But because I'm a fan of yours and I was keen to kind of hear what you had to say and chat to you today, I felt like this would be a safe space for me to do that.
This is probably the most revealing moment in the entire interview, because it sounds almost contradictory. How could someone love movies but dislike Hollywood? But when you really think about it, it makes perfect sense. Making movies is creative. It's collaborative. It's storytelling. Hollywood, on the other hand, is business. Pressure, reputation, constant visibility. And when Tom says it scares him, he's not being dramatic. He's being honest about something many actors never say out loud. The industry doesn't just reward talent. It tests identity. And Tom clearly understands how easy it is to get pulled into that world and lose control.
And I just am really, really keen to focus on what makes me happy, which is my family, it's my friends, it's my carpentry, my golf, the charity that my mum runs. Like, that is the stuff that makes me really happy, and that's the stuff that I should protect. I've been really good at keeping in touch with my friends, keeping my family close, listening to the lessons, not getting caught up in the Hollywood hype.
This is where his strategy becomes clear. Tom isn't just avoiding Hollywood randomly. He's actively building a life outside of it. Friends he's known for years. Family that keeps him grounded. Simple routines that have nothing to do with fame. And then he says something subtle but important. That even doing interviews like this is rare for him. That tells you everything. Most celebrities increase visibility to stay relevant. Tom reduces visibility to stay normal. That's a completely different approach to fame.
But yeah, I definitely think it has been an ongoing thought, which is don't lose yourself. I've seen so many people come before me and lose themselves. And I've had friends that I've grown up with that aren't friends of mine anymore because they've lost themselves to this business.
This is where the tone shifts. Now it's not just philosophy, it's experience. Tom isn't speaking hypothetically. He's watched people around him change. Friendships fade. Personalities shift. People become unrecognizable. And that kind of experience leaves a mark. Because once you've seen it happen up close, you stop treating fame as something purely positive. You start seeing it as something that can take more than it gives. And that fear is clearly shaping how Tom moves through his career.
My relationship is the thing that I keep most sacred. I don't talk about it. I try my best to keep it as private as possible. We both feel very strongly that that is the healthiest way for us to move on as a couple. So I do try to keep as removed from it as possible. Like, you'll never see me at an award show that I don't have to be at. I'm never going to a red carpet event that I'm not in the film of, you know? I don't want the attention when I don't need it.
Now we see the rules he's created for himself. No unnecessary red carpets. No extra appearances. No oversharing about his relationship. That last part is especially important because in today's celebrity culture, relationships are often turned into content. But Tom treats it like something private and protected. And that shows a level of awareness most people don't expect from someone his age. He understands that the more you give the public, the less you get to keep for yourself.
I love the spotlight. I love the pressure that comes with it. Just watch that tennis documentary, Breaking Point.
I haven't seen it yet.
You got to see it. It's amazing. I never realized how brutal tennis was. I've always been a huge tennis lover. I am now absolutely in awe of what those athletes go through. But there's a quote from Billie Jean King that's on the stand at her stadium in New York that says, "Pressure is a privilege." And that is so true. Like, oh my God, feeling pressure on a daily basis in the capacity that we feel is such a privilege. I love feeling pressure. I feel like I thrive under pressure. The best golf I've ever played in my life is when there are cameras around and people are watching. I just think that that is a real amazing thing to be able to experience. So I enjoy it while I can. And then when it becomes a bit much, I kind of become a bit of a recluse and I disappear. I come back to Kingston. I play golf. I play tennis. I hang out with my friends and my family, do the pub quiz and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So it is something I actively try to do. As I get older, it only gets easier.
This is where things get really interesting. Because Tom doesn't hate fame. He actually enjoys parts of it. The pressure, the performance, the challenge. He even says he thrives under it. But here's the difference. He doesn't stay in it permanently. When it gets overwhelming, he leaves. He goes back home, spends time with family, lives a normal life again. That balance is what most people in Hollywood struggle to maintain. And Tom seems to have figured it out early. When you connect all these moments together, a very clear pattern emerges. Tom Holland isn't rejecting success. He's controlling how much of it he allows into his life. He steps in when he needs to perform and steps out before it consumes him. That's not common in Hollywood. In fact, it's the opposite of what most people do. What makes this so fascinating is that Tom Holland is at the peak of his career. This is the moment most actors go all in. More appearances, more attention, more exposure. But instead, he's pulling back. And that might be the exact reason he's able to last longer than most. Because in an industry where people lose themselves, he's built a system to protect who he already is. Do you think Tom Holland is making the right move by staying distant from Hollywood? Or is he limiting his full potential by not fully embracing the spotlight? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more celebrity updates.